Hi. So, today I'm going to be doing the first video in my anxiety series. Um, if you've seen, I have a video on my page that's titled Depression Series. It's the first video in that series. So I'm going to be doing a depression series, and I'm also going to be doing an anxiety series. So this is going to be the first video in the anxiety series. And I'm going to be focusing on, for this video, social anxiety and the mom friend override, which I feel like there's a name for that. Like, I feel like there's an actual technical term for it. I just don't know what it is. I feel like I've heard of it before, but I can't remember right now. So I'm going to be calling it the mom friend override. And I was just thinking about it because, like, there's been a lot of times where I'm like having to go somewhere by myself or do something by myself or just like be in social situations alone, and it's caused me to have severe anxiety. But then, like, there's plenty of other times where I'm with someone else and they're having anxiety about something, and my brain is just like, mom friend override, I'll do it for you, I'll say the thing for you, I'll do whatever for you. So I'm just gonna like kind of like start off with some examples of like my social anxiety, what I've experienced and what I continue to experience. And then we'll talk about the mom friend thing. So a lot of times, and we'll start by saying this, I'm not very social. I go to work, I come home. That's like the extent of the majority of my days. So for me, it's not necessarily social situations because I'm not in that many of them to experience it anymore. But for me, it's like having to go to the grocery store by myself, or like having to go to any store by myself, or like if I order food, like having to go somewhere to pick it up by myself, and like having to go inside the restaurant to get it by myself creates a lot of anxiety. I don't know why, other than having an anxiety disorder. Like, there's not necessarily, well, no. Okay. So I do get anxious about people trying to talk to me, because a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't want to be bothered in the first place. I'm like, I don't know what to say to this person, but also just being by myself, like, what if somebody comes up to me and they're trying to, like, I don't know, like if a man comes up to me and I'm by myself and he's trying to like make small talk, or he's trying to like whatever, I'm just like like, people talk about fight or flight all the time. There's fight, there's flight, and there's freeze. I freeze. I freeze a lot because I'm like, I don't know what like deer in headlights type of thing. I don't know what to do with that when I'm by myself. So I'm just like, okay, yep, walk away as fast as possible. Like, I want to avoid contact with people at all costs. I don't want to make eye contact. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to get close to me. I just want to come in here, get what I came in here to get, and leave. So it's just like, and there's been a lot of times, and I still do this, there's been a lot of times where I will have to go to the store, or I just like decide that I'm going to go to the store, and I will, get dressed, and like I'll have fun while I get dressed, like put my music on when I shower, and like, get cute and like be smelling all good and shit. And I get to the store, and when I get close to the store, the anxiety starts to creep in. And it's like, as soon as I touch the parking lot, it's settled. So then I park and I'm like, I actually have to go into the store now. Like, I actually have to go in there. And a lot of times I've just sat in the parking lot, sat in my car for a long time on my phone, scrolling through Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, scrolling through the socials to try to like talk myself down from the anxiety attack that I'm having, because the thought alone of having to go in the store by myself just terrifies me. And there have been a lot of times also that I've just, instead of going in the store and being like, you know what, I can't do this right now, I can't do this today, I'm just gonna go back home. So I did all of that just to go back home, because I'm like, the anxiety of going in here by myself and possibly having to deal with social situations is too much. It's more than I can handle right now, and I can't do it. I gotta go home. And there's a lot of those times I felt bad, like I felt stupid, or like I felt, just all types of like negative thoughts about myself around that, because it's just like, it's just the store. But when you have anxiety and when you have social anxiety that's that bad, it's not just the store. It's not just people. It's not just, and I also get claustrophobic if there's too many people. Like, it heightens my anxiety. You're too close to me. Even if you're not that close to me, it's just like, there's a lot of people pre-pandemic, okay? Because you shouldn't be close to me anyway. We're in the middle of a Pandarisha. But like before that, I still was like, there's too many people in here. There's too many people in here. There's too many voices. There's too many noises. Like, sensory overload is very much a thing for me. Side note, that's also part of the reason that I had such a hard time working retail, and I would hide a lot. Like, any place I could find to hide, I'm gonna bathroom, the office, team member center, anywhere I can go to hide, to just like kind of bring myself down from all the noises. People talking, keys rattling, people popping their gum, carts squealing, people throwing things in their baskets, children crying, shoes being thrown on the shelves, fixtures being put together. Like, it was just too much. It's too much. And so anytime I have to go in a store by myself and I like don't have anybody with me that can kind of like distract me from all of the noises, it probably is going to get bad. So now we're going to talk about the mom friend override, because it still kind of blows my mind. Like, it's crazy to me. So mom friend override basically is when, if I'm with somebody, like if I'm with one of my friends, or like if I'm with one of my cousins that I regularly hang out with, and they're like having anxiety about having to do something or having to say something or like whatever, I'm just like, oh, I got you, no problem. I can do, like, all of a sudden I can do the thing. I can do it if it's not for me and I'm doing it for somebody that I'm with. Like, for example, if I'm out with a friend and they're having anxiety about having to, like, say we're at the store, they need help finding something, or they need help like finding a price, whatever, and they have to ask somebody that works there and they're having anxiety about it, I'm like, don't worry about it. I got you. Let me find this. Let me go. There's somebody right there. I'm going to go talk to them. You need the manager? I'm going to get the manager. We're at a restaurant and something's wrong with your order. Excuse me, waitress. Can we get that fixed? Because that's not what she ordered. Like, I can do the thing all of a sudden if it's for somebody else. And that I don't understand because I have so much anxiety, but it's like, in a way, it kind of feels like masking, like putting on a front, kind of, and just kind of like pushing my anxiety to the back of my mind. Like, but it's also, I think that it's also because when that happens, I'm with people that I'm comfortable with. Like, I'm with people that I'm regularly vulnerable with. And so my comfort level with them kind of eases my own anxiety. And so if they're having a moment of anxiety, I'm not as affected by my own I'm not as affected by my own anxiety, and that allows me to help them. That makes sense. So yeah, and it's more than just like, obviously it's more than just like, restaurant stores and things. Like, if we're somewhere and I'm like, oh, that person's cute. Now, before I say this, if I know that my friend would not want me to say anything to somebody, then I'm not gonna do it. But like, if we're, in an actual social situation, like a gathering, a party, whatever, we go out to the bar, whatever, which we don't be going to the bars because we be busy, we be working, we be at home. But just for example, and they see somebody cute, but they're like afraid to talk to them. I'm like, you want me to slide him your number? Do you want me to? I'll be like, my friend thinks you're cute. My friend wants to know if you want their number. My friend wants to know if you want to buy them a drink. Like, no problem. If I have to do it for myself though, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it. That's probably why I'm single right now. I know for a fact that's why I'm single right now. That's not what this video is about. Anyway, so yeah, one thing I will say about my own social anxiety and like having to go places by myself, unless it's a restaurant. So like if I'm just going to a store, I'll just like I have Bluetooth earpods now, and they're noise canceling, which is amazing. So I'll put those in, put in some music, put on a podcast that I like to listen to, and just kind of like distract myself. And it also, like, for the most part, keeps people from trying to talk to me because they see that I have something in my ear. Like, I'm not going to be able to hear you anyway. And so I can listen to something of my choice. I can put in, the sound of the ocean, or like, excuse me, oh my goodness, that was rude. Sorry. Or like a thunderstorm, just like, whatever playlist, a YouTube video, while I shop to help calm myself down and like keep out the surrounding noises so that I'm not like being overwhelmed by everything that's happening in my surroundings, and make the experience smoother and go by faster. So, that's at least something, that's at least a step into making the experience better for me. But those times that I forget my earbuds, I'm like, do I really have to go in the store right now? Like, do I really have to be here today? Like, I can just turn around and go back home and just be hungry, Like, I can just wait to clean the bathroom until I have my earbuds. It's fine. But yeah, so there's a short version of my experience with social anxiety and the mom friend override. If you want to hear more about it, leave a comment. If you have a suggestion of what I should talk about in the next video for the anxiety series, also leave a comment. Or if you have any other suggestions of what you want to hear about, leave a comment as well. Make sure you go and watch my first 2 videos, and I will see you next time. Bye.